Good evening, Care Bears. So I know that many of you right now are in the midst of making life-altering decisions. You might be moving. It could just be emotional, like you're being more assertive in terms of your beliefs and what you're choosing to believe is true for you. You are standing your ground. Maybe you're speaking your truth more, unapologetically, unabashedly, and that's all wonderful. But remember that what is true for you is only true for you. I mean, other people hold those beliefs, but it's only true for you. And it's important to, first and foremost, be on board with that. And I'll tell you why. Because God's source is a multi-dimensional consciousness, yes? And we were made in the image of God's source. So you are here to model multidimensionality. And what does that mean? If I had to put it very plainly, being multidimensional means that you're able to be all-encompassing of everyone's perspective, meaning you're able to lend validity to what other people's beliefs are and why they're choosing to conduct their life in the way that they're choosing to conduct their life. If you don't have that, you're going to run into trouble, and I'll tell you why. Because when you're not being multidimensional, meaning you're not being all-inclusive or all-encompassing, your universe is going to reflect back to you that you're still playing in duality, that you're still playing in separation. See, separation would be something like, this is true, this is all that's true. Yes, it creates divisiveness. So we have to start with, if you're going to be multidimensional, then you have to be on both sides of the equation. You can't just say that your way is the only way, because then we're only going to repeat history and it's a rinse and repeat cycle. It doesn't lead to anything but strife, conflict, and war. So as you begin to step into the shoes of your own personal empowerment, meaning you're choosing to stand in your own sovereignty, the people around you, in your immediate circle, in your family, your friends, your acquaintances, they may not approve of what you choose. They may not agree with you when it comes to your beliefs. But what that will always indisputably point back to is, why on earth do you care if people agree with you or not? Why? Why? Who cares? Who cares? The part of you that's clamoring for their love is a disempowered aspect that you weren't aware that you still have. We disempower ourselves in ways that we don't even realize. I'll give you a very simple example, and this is the message tonight. A limiting belief, which, by the way, creates separation, a limiting belief can be as simple as, I believe that people will love me as much as I love them. I believe that people will accept me unequivocally, just like I accept them unequivocally. I believe that the love that I radiate will be reciprocated. Sorry, my past life Indian comes out sometimes. I believe that the love that I radiate will always be reciprocated. That's a limiting belief. I have a newsflash for you, my friends, Care Bears. Not everyone will be able to receive your love. A lot of people are still living in a state of fear, and love is the opposite of fear. And when you're in a state of fear, it's very difficult to receive yourself, to receive the love that you are through others. Because fear keeps you in a contractive state. It blocks out your blessings. Yes? So if someone isn't agreeing with your lifestyle right now, or isn't agreeing with the way that you're choosing to conduct your life, who cares? Maybe you gave your power away to a belief that other people would love you as much as you love them. You know, you can mean so well, you can be so well intended, you can be such a great communicator, such an effective communicator, such an open, vulnerable communicator. But if you're speaking to someone who never developed that skill set, who was controlled maybe by their mom or their dad, and every time someone tries to open up in a loving way, they shut down, right? Because that poses a threat to their identity. It poses a threat. Maybe they think that you're going to be their mom when you're not their mom, so they're going to project onto you that you're their mom, trying to engulf them and trying to control them. Those people will never hear you and what you're actually saying. They won't hear you. They're not able to receive love. They're not able to receive purity because fear isn't pure, you see? So we don't want to condemn them. We want to extend compassion, but please don't expect that people will hear you and register what you're saying if you're coming from a place of love. They're always going to color what you're sharing based on their own beliefs, which may differ from your beliefs, right? So what we want to do is choose the higher road, is we want to be all-inclusive. We don't want to write people off. We don't want to cancel people. And we also don't want to expect them to love us just like we love them. That's going to save you years of suffering, my friends, years. And again, a limiting belief doesn't always have to be fear. It can be something as simple as, I think people are going to love me as much as I love them. Buzzer. Not true. Not true. So who cares if they don't agree with you? Who cares? Keep walking your walk, right? Keep walking your talk. And I want to remind you tonight that the universe is always going to reflect back to you where you're not loving yourself properly yet. Okay? So if you care too much about getting other people's approval, you're not loving yourself properly yet. You're living in a delusion. You're thinking that the result is going to be different. Get off that hamster wheel. That's insanity. It's insanity. People aren't always going to see you or approve of you. And as long as you hold limiting beliefs, that will be reflected back to you. It's going to be mirrored. Hey, you're not being multidimensional. Hey, I'm God, I'm Source, I'm multidimensional. You're not acting like that right now. Okay? Stop shrinking down. You're multidimensional. I love you.